Thank you very much for coming on October Red Interviews.
No, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolute pleasure. But for our viewers, can you just introduce yourself, tell us who you are, um, and how long you've been in boxing?
Yeah, my name is Plamedy Mianteolo. I'm a national champion. I'm 22. I've been boxing since like 13, 14, so
Mhm.
quite a while.
I know that you're one of out of IQ boxing, as
Yeah,
you can see representing the top there.
yeah,
Nice. I've got some October Red hoodies coming soon, but we
yeah.
don't need to discuss that yet. Tell us a little bit about your how you got involved in boxing when you started. You mentioned that you was 13. What brought you to the boxing gym?
Yeah. Basically, in my area, there was a guy, he was a boxer. He was the top man. Everyone looked up to him. He
Mhm.
brought medals, he had cups, everything. So I thought, I want a bit of that. Like, all the girls was interested in him, everything. So I was like, one day I told him, like, bro, can you take me to the gym? I want a piece of the attention you're getting. Because at 13, at 14, all you want is, you want the girls, you want the attention. He was like the local famous guy. Like everyone looked up to him. So I
Yeah.
told him, bro, like, come, I want a piece of that as well.
Mm.
So he told me, okay, this is a hard sport. So are you sure you're willing? You're up for this? I told him, don't worry about it. I, I'm up for it. And yeah, that's how I started.
Mm. So you go into the gym then because you're
Yeah,
thinking, it's that mentality, I want to get the girls, get the attention, that age.
yeah,
What happens when you go into the gym for the first time? Because you're saying, yeah, don't worry about it, I can do this.
yeah.
Tell me what happens the first time you go into the gym.
Basically, I walked in with like an angry face because I thought it's a boxing gym. Everyone's gonna be mean. Walked in, angry face. But when I got there, everyone was nice, friendly, and
Mm,
yeah, my first spar. Whew, that was a hard day. I still remember that beating from today.
mm,
Because from the outside, it's easy looking in. Boxing don't From the outside it don't look too hard. So I
yeah.
thought I'm just gonna go in, I'm gonna knock the guy out. But nah, that wasn't the story. I remember my nose was bleeding. It was I got beat up, I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, at least you are honest. So how long were you in that boxing gym before you had that spar?
Well, like 2 weeks because I pretend to the coach. I told the coach, I've been boxing already. I've been
Oh
boxing
my
already.
God.
Because when you start boxing, you need to do all them like drills and all that. I weren't really up for that. So I just said, I just wanted to spar because I love fighting. So I just pretended. I told the coach, no, no, don't worry. I've been boxing before. I've been boxing before. I
Mm,
went in there. Whew, I still remember that beating from till now. I still remember that beating. It was bad.
yeah. Was it just the round or?
Just because I just went in swinging. I didn't know much about boxing. I just went in swinging. I gassed out within 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, it's this boxing thing for me. Like, sometimes you go in the ring and you just think, there's easier ways of doing stuff than this because
Mm-hmm.
this boxing business ain't a joke.
Mm. So you have that, you take your first beating and you think, okay,
Yeah.
this is a bit tougher than I thought. It's
Mm.
boxing for me.
Much tougher.
What happens next?
Because me, I'm a bit stubborn. I thought, nah, this guy beat me up. I need to come back and show him something. Like, I'm not gonna just go and leave because he beat me up because I'm
Mm.
stubborn. So I kept going, got beat up like 5 more times, 6 more times, kept getting beat up, beat up, beat up.
Yeah.
But then I don't know, one day, I don't know what happened that day. I just started getting it. And then he weren't beating me up no more. So then I realized, yeah, I think this might be for me.
So you felt like you had to, I don't know, avenge your loss.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
guy, had buoyed you up a few times now, but you
mm,
didn't give up. You came back.
yeah,
About your development, how did you beat him? Did you start doing the drills? Remember you saying about the stuff that they
yeah,
were
yeah,
saying you
yeah,
had
yeah.
to do? Talk to us about that.
because before I just go in there and just start swinging, but that ain't boxing. Like I started using my jab, started moving, spinning him, feints, started doing what real boxers do. Then I started improving. That guy, he started beating me up. Then after that, I started beating him up. So it changed.
Yeah. So after that, then how long are you still in the same gym now, or did you end up moving gyms?
Now I was still in the same gym.
Yeah. So how did you end up at IQ Boxing?
I had like 4 or 5 fights in the offer gym in Harringay, but then I moved, so it was a long like distance.
Okay.
So had to find a gym near my
Yeah.
near my like area. But
Yeah.
I'm glad I moved. It was the best thing for my career
I'd say
because I met Safi.
Yeah. So you were amateur at the other gym? And
Yeah,
what
yeah.
age did you become amateur?
Start my first fight. I think I was 15. I think.
Okay. So you trained for
Yeah.
2 years, turned amateur, and you said you had 5 fights?
As a in the in that club as an
Yeah.
amateur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in those 5 fights, then tell me about your first amateur fight.
Oh, my first fight. My people came out, so I couldn't lose. Like I said straight, I'm not losing. Like I'm gonna die in the ring tonight. So, because I'm not gonna lose. I didn't want to lose in front of my friends, family.
Yeah.
So I had to just. But I approached the fight the wrong way because I gassed out around round one, gave him a standing 8 count, but I was pacing myself way too
Okay.
fast.
Yeah.
Gassed out, but got the win.
Mm-hmm.
But after the fight, oh my God, I threw up.
Really?
Yeah, because I gave it my all. I gave it 120%. Nothing was left in my body. Yeah,
But that was an experience then to go into your next
yeah.
fights after that. What did you do differently based on your first fight to coming through your second, third, fourth, and fifth at that other club?
I just paced myself, used my head instead of my.
Okay.
You need to use your head sometimes. Boxing ain't a tough man sport. Tough men don't last too long in boxing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thinking man sport.
Yeah.
It's not a tough man competition.
Yeah, for real.
It's chess, not checkers.
Yeah. And that is very, very true. So you learned sort of kind of quickly. It's kind of similar the
Yeah.
way you said that, like the first time you went into the gym and then you was like, I can fight. I'm just going to try and beat him up, blah, blah, blah. But then in the end, you ended up winning that. But it still seems like you took the same thing back into your first amateur fight. So it's still there where you're like, I've got to win.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a proud man. I'm not, you know, all my family's here. Everyone's here. You know, it's kind of like when you went into the gym the first time and you was like with the angry face and then you were surprised that everyone was chilled. It's like you brought that into your first amateur fight. So
Yeah.
you've had 5 fights at that other gym in Haringey. What happens next? And tell us a little bit about you changing gyms.
Oh yeah, I just researched like the boxing gyms near me,
Okay.
and we was called Neaston Boxing back then.
Yeah.
So I just went in. I told Saf I want to train here. Then I just started training, and the best thing that's happened to my career, I think.
A lot of people have said that about Zav's gym. I mean, I think Julio said it, and he's been to a few gyms as well. And now you're saying the same thing. What makes Zav's gym different to other gyms?
Offer gyms is just. I'm not trying to throw shade in the offer gyms or anything.
No.
Yeah, but they're not really technical.
Okay.
Saf, he don't like you to get hit in the face too much. Like offer gyms is just they don't have much to it. Okay. It's just but Safir was different.
Yeah.
Proper coach.
Yeah. Because he's quite he likes his technical stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Obviously, hence the name IQ Boxing. So you found that style suited you more.
Suited. Yeah.
So talk to us about the fights that you've had whilst you've been at that gym up until now.
If you watch two of the fights, like how I've been fighting then and now, it's two different fighters.
Yeah.
More technical now. I don't get hit a lot because our heads aren't naturally meant to be punched. So I don't like getting hit, to be honest. It's boxing, you're gonna get hit, but for me, I'm trying to get hit as least as possible. Because you can die in this sport. It's a serious sport.
Yeah.
So
And what weight are you at, actually? I've got to ask.
I'm super fly bantamweight.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So as you said, your style changed. Tell me a little bit about what your style was like before to how it is now.
Before getting hit too much, chin in the air.
Okay.
Just footwork weren't great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who were your influences in boxing? Like, who would you look up to and say, yeah, it doesn't have to be one, it could be many, but influences for you for boxing?
Right now or back then?
Whenever, over your whole career, there's boxers that you rate their style.
I like the technical guys. I like the James Tonys, Sugar Rays, Pernell Whitaker, them sort of technical fighters.
Yeah.
I respect any boxer, but them fighters that get hit too much in the face is not really for me.
The more savvy fighters.
Yeah, I like a thinking man's fighter.
Yeah.
Not just a brawler, because to be honest, anyone can brawl. Two drunks in the street can go out swinging.
Yeah, but it's having that boxing IQ. And you said about Pernell Whitaker, because that's he's a very, very good fighter, very stylistic. So talking about styles, what type of style would you say that you've got, Plamedy?
I'll say I'm a boxer puncher because I'm only I walk around like 54 kilos, 55. And because most of the guys I'm sparring are 60 kg, 61 kg.
Yeah.
And I ain't punched myself, so I don't really know how hard I punch. But after the sparring or fight, I always say, oh, you hit hard, you hit hard.
Yeah.
You hit hard. So yeah, I'll say I'm a boxer puncher, I think.
Yeah. So at this point, have you turned over pro yet?
I'm meant to turn over, but this corona situation is it's a bit holding it up, but it's all right. I'm still young, so I just need to be patient.
Yeah. So how many amateur bouts have you had in total?
Maybe like 20 fights, I think.
Yeah. So when you went into IQ gym, as it was Neasden then, you said to Zav, I want to train at your gym. What was he like initially?
Said he was a nice guy, just said, okay, but we'll see. I was talking a bit. I said, oh, I'm good, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. He said, okay, we'll see. And the rest is history. I didn't really, to be honest, I didn't know I'm really good until he kept telling me, oh, Plamedy, you're talented, you're talented, you're talented. And he knows a lot about boxing. So if he's saying I'm talented, then I'm going to have to listen to his words. Yeah.
So you've been there for like 4 or 5 years and you know the graft that he puts in and how, he really is a tutor to all of you guys as his students. He speaks so highly of all of you lot. So when you and you would have been there when he transitioned into obviously being Dillian White's head coach. How was that for you guys? Because you were sort of like left at home whilst he was away. How did you find that?
I was happy because he's getting the recognition he deserves. I was proud of him because I've seen him working from before he was getting any attention. So I'm very proud he deserves all the recognition he's getting. And even though he's in Portugal, he's a phone call away. Anytime I need him, I'll call him. So it's no problem.
Yeah. I bet you're looking forward to his return back home though.
Yeah. been a while.
Yeah. And how have you coped with training then? So being an amateur, because obviously you don't have the elite status of pro boxer. So you can't train so in the gym as such. So what have you been doing to keep occupied during this lockdown?
Now, I've been training here and there, maybe not as much as I should, but I've still been training here and there.
Yeah.
So I can't really complain.
Yeah. But finding the motivation, your head coach is away. Obviously, Nick is about as well. But no doubt he's concentrating on Yusuf Kamari because he's got his bout coming up as well. So how do you find that motivation, coachless to say, you know what, I need to get up today, I need to do these runs, I need to do this circuit. How do you find that motivation?
Just seeing like how far Yusuf's gone and offer pros that's what's motivating me because I was sparring Yusuf when he was an amateur and I'm seeing the progress. He keeps progressing. So it's like if he's getting where he's getting, then maybe I can one day. So that's what motivates me.
Yeah. And that's the drive. I think you've carried that on, haven't you, from when you, like you said, you saw the top dog around the way and he was getting all of this and whatever. That's what kind of like drives you.
Motivated me.
Yeah. You look up to other people and you're like, I want that too. So bearing in mind that we've had the recent announcements that, gyms and everything opening up. I think, is it April the 12th, gyms are opening back up?
Yeah.
What's your plan moving forward? Because hopefully then we can like start getting the ball rolling is in relation to you turning over pro.
Yeah.
So what's next then for you?
So I just need to sort out my my turning pro situation. I think I got a meeting with the English board of boxing.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
After that, hopefully everything goes well. And to be honest, just leave the rest to my team. And when I fight, I fight.
Yeah.
Whenever they tell me you gotta fight, then I fight.
Yeah. Have you done all your medical and stuff, or is that part of the application? Okay.
Yeah, that's part of the application, but it's all on hold because of COVID. But this will all end. We just need to stay positive.
Yeah, absolutely. Turning over pro then, because some of our viewers won't understand the intricacies and what you have to do to turn pro. And this is education for me. I know some pro boxers, but I've never said, what do you have to do to turn pro? So walk me through a little bit of that, the application, I don't know, medical. Let us know what you have to go through to get that license to say, okay, I'm now a professional boxer.
I think you need a couple amateur fights or they won't let you.
Right.
And you apply for for a license, you go to a meeting, you talk to them, blah, blah. If they feel you're capable of being a pro, then you have to have a medical, then eye test, all of that. Then after that, when it's all done, you're ready.
So what does a medical entail then?
I think it's like I haven't done mine yet, but from talking to the other pros, I think it's an eye test.
Yeah.
And brain scan.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's the two, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. So that should be quite straightforward for you then.
Yeah.
If you've obviously got no underlying health conditions or something. How long does it take to go through the actual process, like from the application, the medical, the meeting, and then to get your approval? Do you know how long it takes?
From the offer pros, I don't think it takes too long, maybe a couple months.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay. So that could come in handy then for you to start getting your fights. Everything's timing in boxing.
Exactly. You need to be patient.
There you go. There you go. Because I was going to ask you, what 3 things has boxing taught you as a fighter?
Yeah. I'll say patience, hard work, and determination. If you ain't got the 3, you might as well go find something else to do because boxing ain't for you.
Yeah. And in your weight, you said superfly bantam. I'm not really
Yeah.
good at that weight. What British contenders are in that weight?
I think Sonny Edwards,
Right,
Charlie Edwards,
right.
some of the names I've lost. Dennis McCann, I think. I think more tech. I lead off the jab. I think a lot of fighters, if you ask them, what's your favorite punch? It'll be a right hand or left hook or uppercut. That one, I think the jab. I think I can win a fight just off my jab. Like in my last amateur fight, all I used is the jab really, and I won the fight.
Yeah. So you got quite a good reach then.
Yeah, I got quite long arms for my height.
Yeah. It's always a bonus, isn't it? Because then they're just,
Yeah,
if you've got that IQ, they can't get in range. You can literally just keep flicking them out the way with that
exactly.
jab.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So bearing in mind then that the restrictions are going, what have you set out for yourself as like a 2-year plan, like a strategy?
Yeah. I think within 2 years I want to win a belt, maybe like a southern area, maybe, or maybe 2 years. Can I do the British? Can I be a British champ? Maybe that's too ambitious, but I want some belts, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I'll describe you as very, very ambitious and very determined, and you're focused on what you want. But you've showed it from, like I said, from the beginning, and that's why I like to look at fighters from the beginning to see how they started, to see how the mindset develops. And yours is quite consistent, to be fair. You've still got that same drive. And hopefully in the future, you know, when you turn over pro and you've got your pro fight coming up, I can speak to you again. I like to speak to my fighters after their fights because they can reflect on it. Everyone's hyped up going in. But when you speak to a fighter after their fight, they can reflect. And I just want to see if the first time you went in the gym, the first amateur bout, then I want to see if that consistency is still there. But I think you'll do all right because you've got the right, you're a go-getter. You want it. That hunger's there. And I think once you start losing the hunger, that's when you can start to fade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that's when you need to pack it up and find something else to do. Because it's a dangerous sport, boxing. If you ain't putting 120%, then forget it.
Yeah. Do you have to stick to like a strict diet with your weight as well? Or is that just your natural, comfortable weight? Not a problem with being at 54, 55 kg?
I only need to drop a couple kilos. So yeah, it's not really, I'm a small guy. So it's not, if I just need to be disciplined, really. That's it.
Yeah. And what is your fitness regime? What do you do to keep fit?
Just run 3-4 miles, like 3-4 times a week. Just the usual normal boxing. We don't do nothing. I see a lot of, I'm not trying to criticize anyone, but these days I'm going on Instagram, I'm seeing they're doing a lot of different type of training. It's all well, but I think you just need to stick to the basics a bit.
So running
just the punching your bags.
Okay.
Yeah. Punching the bag.
Yeah.
What's it called? The mitts. What's it?
The pads.
Yeah. The pads, sparring, footwork, shadow boxing, skipping. A lot of, I'm seeing people like throwing balls up the air. Like I understand it's 2021, everything's changing, but sometimes I'm thinking like the training methods I'm seeing it's over the top.
You know what? Because I've never like lived it like you have. I can't comment. You will know, being a boxer. The only thing I can say that maybe they do it for is hand-eye coordination and reaction time. That's the only thing I can think about it, you know, coming from, you know, personal training. But shadow boxing then, and that's a really good topic because I was speaking to an ex IBO and Commonwealth champion. Shadow boxing, how many times a week do you shadow box, and is it something that is literally something that you always do?
Yeah, I think shadow boxing is one of the most important training routine every day. Every time I'm in the gym, I shadow box.
Yeah.
A good maybe 4 or 5 rounds.
Yeah.
I don't think people respect shadow boxing as much as they should.
Yeah. That it seems to be a common theme because, like you said, you've seen, on the social media they're doing all other stuff, but then it's like, where's the basics?
Exactly. Yeah.
And the basics, the fundamentals, the skipping, the bag work, the shadow boxing, all of that, the baseline of boxing. And I love to see people shadow box because it shows me their skill, shows me the speed. I know you get some people doing like 100 uppercuts, but that's not really the one. But I look how they move. How they move, do they slip when they throw the jab? But how are they moving? How are their feet? Are they sitting on that back leg, ready to push in to flick the jab? That's what I love. I love to see that. So shadow boxing, I've got to say, I'm up there with that. And I take it that is Zav's and Nick's IQ like philosophy in relation to boxing.
Yeah, and a lot of hitting the bag. I think that's probably one of the most important. Hitting the bag.
Yeah.
Because you can practice all your shots.
Yeah.
Practice movement, everything.
Yeah. Treating the bag, even though it's static, but as a person, to learn how to move around. Because like you said, some people would just hit the bag and not really hit it with purpose. They're hitting it just to hit it.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, visualizing that being a person, like you said, you can still slip and roll and move around the bag. It's refreshing. It's good to hear that. Kind of like the old school training is still there. Skipping. What about skipping? I love skipping. So how many times?
Yeah, I love skipping as well.
Yeah. How long do you do that?
I love skipping as well. 20 to 30 minutes maybe. Yeah. Skipping is like to get yourself ready and get a bit sweat running.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing I normally do.
Yeah.
After stretching out.
Yeah. So you do that and start your skipping, and then what do you usually do after that?
Probably be shadow boxing.
Wow. So how long are these sessions that you do? I'm taking notes because I'll be doing this tomorrow. I haven't got a bag though.
If I don't have a fight coming up, maybe an hour and a half, maybe to 2 hours.
Yeah. And then you'll run on other days. I take it you'll run on different days. You won't run and do that.
Sometime I'll run in the morning, then train after. Or sometime, different days. Okay,
so you'll do the double sessions as well?
Yeah.
Nice one. You must be well fit then?
Yeah. So I'm fit, yeah.
When I come down to IQ, I'll be sitting and watching what you're doing then, seeing if I can keep up with you young guys in the gym. Yeah. I don't know. Is there anything else that you want to talk about before we come to a close?
I just mainly want to say thank you to couple people. Number one, to you for thinking of me and giving me the time of day.
It's all you.
And all my coaches, Nick, Safi, ton of coaches. Sorry if I'm forgetting your name. And I want to wish Yusuf, Kay, and Dillian a good luck. They think next month, I think.
Yeah, 27th.
Yeah, I know.
Now, isn't it?
Yeah, I know they'll do the business because I've been seeing how hard they're working. So 100% confident.
Yeah. How does it feel like you're sitting and watching? Do you get like nervous? Like you said, you sparred Yusuf.
Yeah.
And like now you're watching him going. It's a big card that he's on. You know what I mean? It's a big. I feel like.
I remember I went to his debut, his pro debut.
Right.
And I was shaking a bit, like I felt like I'm fighting. If you get what I mean.
Now I do get what you mean.
It's a bit. It's even if it's not a guy from your gym, but it's like your favorite fighter fighting, you start shaking.
Same. 100%.
It's like Anthony Joshua as well. I don't know him personally, but when he's fighting, I feel like I get nervous because I want him to do well.
Yeah, I'm like that. If I'm watching him, usually watching him at home, I'm pacing up and down.
Yeah, I'll walk up and down. Yeah.
When Dillian fought Povetkin the first time, Oh, it took me ages to settle down. And then sometimes I was
Yeah,
literally watching the fight behind like a blanket, like
exactly,
with one eye. I guess it's because we care about the sport, but with
exactly.
you, it's your gym mates. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
This is people that you've been with for like 4 or 5 years.
exactly.
So it's kind of like family. Do you know
Mm.
what I mean?
It's like if they win, I win. If they lose, I feel like I lost as well.
Yeah, yeah. But soon it's going to be you. Soon they're going to be coming to yours. Soon they're going to be
Hmm.
getting the nerves for you. They're going to be sat in the crowd cheering you on as you're walking, you know, doing the ring walk, going up them steps into the
Hmm.
ring. Do you know what I mean? And putting on
Yeah.
that professional debut that I know you can't wait to get started on.
Hmm.
But listen, thank you ever so much for coming on the show. Um, you guys are what are going to make this show. This is never about me. This is about you telling your stories, telling your experiences. Because next time when we speak, we're literally just going to pick up where we left off and we're going
Hmm.
to follow the journey. Because I'd love to follow all of you guys, follow your journey through your career, you know, as long as I'm able to, because you guys are the future of boxing, and that's why it's so
Mm.
important to speak to you now, because in 5 years time you'll look back
Hmm.
on this and say, I was waiting to turn pro. This is where it
Yeah.
starts. So thank you very much for coming on October Red interviews, and we'll definitely have to do this again. October Red on YouTube. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. And don't forget, at October Red, we stay ready.